let's take a look at what's going on with this morbid obesity stuff.
Question for
By Brett Cooper.
Guys, I have a very serious question for you. Have any of you all ever seen Kathy Griffin and Pennywise the Clown in the same room together? I don't think you have, because at this point, I'm convinced that they are the same people.
I mean, yeah,
now,
pretty
obviously,
much.
the reason why I said that is because of the newest photos that just came out of our dear friend Kathy Griffin. And I am not just bringing this up to make fun of her and laugh, even though obviously we could very easily do that. But the point here is something that we talk about on this show all the time, and that is the impacts of living a life that is so filled with victimhood and negativity and anger, and we are seeing that personified in Kathy Griffin. This is what Kathy Griffin used to look like, and this is what she looks like now. After years of Trump derangement syndrome, of crying on the internet, of screaming about how every single person who disagrees with her is a hateful bigot, this is
literally
now what
just
she
give
looks
her
like.
the clown nose and everything. She's fucking Pennywise. No, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that shit. Come on.
Living a life that is so angry, that lacks joy, that lacks gratitude and hope and humility will literally turn you into Pennywise the Clown.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. Like, I don't know whether I should say Pennywise the Clown or Carrot Top.
Fucking miserable.
This is what Trump derangement syndrome will do to you. So if you take anything from this episode, just take the first 30 seconds where I say, please God, find some hope, find some gratitude. It will change your life and change your looks. Now, before we get into the rest of the episode, make sure you are following our podcast page and please rate the show if you are enjoying it. It helps us out so much in the algorithm. And if you want to stay up to date on all things
Rosie O'Donnell, she's forever miserable.
Now, guys, I have been so excited about this episode. It really feels like everything is right in the world. I don't have any chaotic Cooper family updates for you because, shockingly, everything is fine.
No
the
chaos.
Dog is fine. All the animals are alive as of right now. My mom is moving into her house. She has slept the last 2 nights for 8.5 hours. I have been sleeping the night, which at now 8 months pregnant is something that I have not been able to do regularly. So things are going great, and they are going great in the public and in society. It really feels like the world has gotten back on its axis. Lizzo is losing weight and is inadvertently kind of speaking out against the body positivity community.
Yeah, no, she doesn't talk about
to female athletes over the Leah Thomas controversy that dominated the news space for the last 3 years, and we have a minor Justin Bieber update. Now, this really isn't a Justin Bieber update per se, but it does loop into the story that we have been talking about, and as I have said in previous episodes about
with the Diddy trial being
there have been
done,
a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes with
his
Justin,
name is probably
I might not even be able to share, things that he certainly cannot talk about. But now that some things are coming to light, that means that I can comment on it, of course, and that big news is that Scooter Braun has stepped down from his role as CEO of his own company, Hybe America. Now, if you guys have followed the whole Justin Bieber Chronicles, you know that there have been a slew of controversies with Scooter Braun. Even just a few weeks ago when Hybe's parent company in Korea got raided by the feds over there. And so there really has just been controversy after controversy after controversy.
Was he doing something? Wait, he just said he got raided by the feds over in Korea. Wait, what? What was he doing there?
And so there really has just been controversy after controversy after controversy, and I am sure that there is a lot more going on behind the scenes to warrant this. So all of this broke on social media. He's stepping down, and what I want to read you first is what they said about him.
Was he doing sweatshops?
Because when any big public figure, a big CEO steps down, you just know that this type of statement was tailored to perfection. It was written by a PR person. They are making sure that their, T's are crossed, their I's are dotted, and this was certainly done in the statement. So just listen to this. This was the announcement. Scooter Braun is transitioning out of his role as CEO of Hybe America and will become an executive advisor as a director of the board and senior advisor to Hybe chairman CEO, Bang CEO, the company announced today. That was on July 1st.
Bang
In addition,
CEO.
Braun will be pursuing new ventures outside of Hybe while still being involved with the company. So basically in this statement, based on the way that I am reading it, is that they are just trying to cover him.
His name is Bang,
that
okay?
He was
it's B-A-N-G, okay?
Company, he has some agreement. He is probably a stakeholder in some way. They can't come out and say there have been all of these controversies. Nobody likes working with him. Allegedly, all of these things. And they do have to kind of preserve his image in a way. So they're kind of giving all of these fluffy titles. Like, yes, oh, he'll still definitely be involved in the company as an advisor of a director in some capacity, but he'll be focusing on other new ventures, which we aren't going to tell you about because we don't know what those ventures are. We just know that he is getting the hell out of this company because controversy after controversy after controversy has unfortunately
it's not looking good, is it?
This man. And if you are wondering what those are, let me just read from this tweet because this person just summed it up perfectly. Here we go. Here is a list of controversies involving Scooter Braun at Hybe. We waited for this day. Number 1, mass departure of artists. Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, Demi Lovato, etc. I mean, that would certainly get somebody pushed out of their position. Number 2, alleged internal conflicts with Hybe leadership. Number 3, corporate culture clash between Hybe Korea and Ithaca Holdings. 4, accusations of mismanagement and neglect of artists, allegedly. Number 5, concerns over Hybe's financial investment in Ithaca amid artist exits.
So
6,
shareholders are not happy, artists are not happy,
7, fan
they're not getting their
over
money.
Hybe association with Braun. That is a huge thing. If the fans are against you, if the people that are supporting these musicians, if the musicians are one of themselves, you have no company. So obviously Hybe was going to have to address that. Rumors of legal disputes and NDA-bound departures. Wow, Justin Bieber much. Yeah, that would certainly shake a company up. Number 9, perceived weakening of Hybe America's influence.
Basically,
in the US
all of
market.
their
Number 10,
all their high-profile artists
transition.
are
So all
leaving.
of this to say, I do not think that something like this, based on what we know, based on this perfectly curated public PR statement, I do not think that this was some rosy,
that doesn't bode
happy
well.
departure. Because
that doesn't bode well.
Scooter Braun's baby. Hybe America
Dying
was
company.
everything to him. It was what he had built. He had all of these incredible artists, and suddenly it was just gone because of all of these controversies. And based on what I know is going on behind the scenes with him and Justin and their legal disputes, which is not a thing that is literally being written about in the media, I know that things have not been pretty behind the scenes.
Fucking
now,
Randy
these
is just like,
artists are not going to be able to come out and speak about this. They have kind of dropped kernels here and there, but I am sure that they are under NDAs. And obviously, Justin is not going to be able to make any comment about this because he is still embroiled in all of their stuff behind the scenes. But I, of course, because I am not a
financial
party involved in this
advisor guy from South Park,
I can speak on that.
like,
so I was very excited to give you guys that update. It feels like a nice little bow on everything that we have talked about with Justin.
Oh,
Bieber. But
you
guys,
got
that
you want to
announcement was not
invest
even
in
the thing
this?
that I was most excited to talk to you about because Scooter Braun is not the only controversial figure that is stepping aside this week because Leah Thomas, none other than Leah Thomas, is being stripped of all UPenn titles. See, I told you guys it is a great week made even better because this morning I had steak and eggs from my friends over at Good Ranchers. Now, guys, by the time this episode ends, another family farm in America will have shut down because the meat in your grocery store isn't coming from them anymore. People are not buying their products. The meat in our grocery stores is coming from overseas, where the safety standards are different, quality is questionable,
Bill
and
Gates.
labeling is optional. But you won't hear about that in the headlines. You won't see any labels that say raised overseas but packaged here. And yet that is exactly what is happening. Over 85% of grass-fed beef sold in U.S. grocery stores that you and I have been buying is imported, and most shoppers have no idea. And that is why I love Good Ranchers, because Good Ranchers does not just sell meat. They guide you back to the source, to American ranchers, and they support these family farmers every single day. They're bringing us back to real quality and to food that you can actually trust. So whether you are grilling their beef, their chicken, their pork, or their wild-caught salmon, you will taste the American difference. And with summer in full swing, there is nothing better than burgers by the pool, steaks on the grill, or nuggets for an easy meal in between extracurriculars for your kids, and you can get all of that from Good Ranchers. And if you subscribe to any Good Ranchers box today, you will also get your pick of free meat for life. That is free Wagyu burgers, hot dogs, bacon, or chicken wings in every box of your subscription for the lifetime of that subscription. And if you use my exclusive code Brett at checkout, you will get extra $40 off. So make the switch today and visit GoodRanchers.com to shop, subscribe, and stand with American Ranchers. Remember, use my code Brett to get free meat for life and that $40 off. So full transparency, I filmed today's episode last Thursday to get it done before the holiday weekend. So I know that this is a bit dated now. I do not need to get into the details about UPenn or about Leah Thomas and what all went on behind the scenes with Trump.
Yeah, Leah Thomas should just play with the boys already because he's a dude.
But basically,
Not a
TLDR,
woman.
UPenn is where Leah Thomas was a swimmer. They obviously had major Title IX violations because they allowed Leah Thomas to swim on the women's team. They were disputing that and fighting against that with the Trump administration, and they finally came to a resolution that would get rid of their violations if they stripped Leah Thomas of all titles. But this really is my favorite part, and also sent personalized apologies to every young woman who was forced to compete against Leah Thomas, but not only that, who was also forced to be in a locker room with and change next to this biological man. This is a massive, massive, massive win for common sense, for protecting young women, for protecting biology. Like, that's really
no
what
cheating
it is. Like,
now.
Protecting the ability to speak truth and be real about biology and the differences between men and women. And the one thing that I want to say, and you guys have heard me say this a million times over, but this would have not happened without my friend Riley Gaines. And I know that there are many, many people who have spoken out about this issue. Matt Walsh has been speaking about this issue for years at this point. So many other women have spoken out. But Riley Gaines was really unique because
she actually talked about Matt Walsh a little bit.
Else who was
well, I mean, she probably has no bad blood with Matt.
Competing against people like Leah Thomas was willing to step outside of their bubble, to go against their team and speak out. She's one of the bravest individuals I know. She gave up so much. Obviously, she has an amazing career now. She loves what she does. She loves working on all of this policy. She goes on Fox all the time. But there was a time when those opportunities were not out there for her, when she did not know the risk that she was taking by standing up for truth and standing up for her fellow teammates and for the women who would come after her, like her daughter that she's having in just a couple of months. She is an amazing athlete. She is an amazing advocate. She is an amazing friend who I am so lucky to know. But truly, I just want you to say thank you to her, because this would not have happened without her. And I'm so glad that she was able to be there and speak on this when all of it happened. And of course, I am so grateful to Trump and his administration for keeping good on his promises to protect us. He has been doing this since the beginning, since he got inaugurated in January. He had 2 executive orders defending women from gender ideology extremism, and then the second one was keeping men out of women's sports. He doubled down on all of this by freezing federal funding to UPenn to force them to come to the table, which of course is a classic Trump art of the deal, but I'm so glad that it worked out. And I also just want to say that to any of the individuals, to the women who spoke out against Riley Gaines, the teammates of Paula Scanlon who said that you are a transphobe and a bigot for, being in What is a Woman and speaking to Matt Walsh, those of you who fought against this, I want you to know that this was still.
Yeah, I don't know why they keep doing this.
It is still
that there's
your daughters and generations to come. Even if you were so blinded by the current thing in society and you believed the LGBTQ community when they told you that you had to be in support of this
if they don't want to go into co-ed events, they can go
insanity,
with their biological identification.
It still was for you. And if you haven't gotten to this point now and woken up and seen how ridiculous all of this is, I hope that you will someday. I hope that you will look at a daughter that you will have in the next few years and realize how important this is. And I hope that you will at least then look to Riley Gaines and the women like her who fought for this and thank her, because what she did was so vitally important. Lizzo has lost weight and is going against the body positivity community. And genuinely, guys, I am happy for her. And I know that Lizzo has her fair share of controversies. She is not inspired the masses very well, but when somebody is getting their life together, when they are getting healthy and trying to put their life on track, that is something that I will always celebrate, and she is certainly doing that. She even just got put on the cover of Women's Health magazine. Now, I know that that is not some amazing feat, considering that Women's Health... But she was using Ozempic, wasn't she? People on their covers for years now, just like Vogue and all of those magazines.
It's Lizzo we're talking about.
Lizzo has turned such a corner in her life.
If she didn't change her ways, she was gonna fucking pass away at the ripe age of around 40.
How, for
just
her
like all those
life,
other fucking content creators that passed away around that age.
Until she went to Hollywood, until she became a musician and joined this weird culture, and they started celebrating.
What happens when you're fat?
Imagine that the body positivity movement is actually encouraging obesity.
Killed.
It's almost like we've been saying that for years. Anyway, this is what was said in the article. After moving to Minneapolis, things changed. Quote, I started my artist journey and I gained confidence from living in a cool city where nobody was really judging me. So I started to
just look at Boogie.
To love yourself.
Motherfucker lied like half the time.
I gained more confidence because
lied about
I was
cancer, lied about dying.
An artist. I mean, guys, like, no wonder.
He's still alive.
Like, the big girl. Like, it's so cool. Lizzo.
He fucking got liposuction though.
That's so amazing. She's such an icon. Like, that literally became her brand.
I mean, no wonder her confidence skyrocketed
because audiences and labels and all these people were cheering on her own health demise. They were literally cheering on her obesity because they had turned it into a brand. All of these people spent years telling her that she was so amazing and so beautiful, that she was actually the epitome of health, and that she just her body.
Epitome of health.
At some point, she internalized all of that, and she started flipping it back out on the fans and saying, yes, I'm going to sing about being a bigger girl. I'm going to tell you all just to be fat and love yourself.
And then she played,
you should just love yourself. And those of us who called out the fact that this was so unhealthy and so ridiculous, that she obviously was not the
But they allowed
embodiment
her
of a
to use
healthy
that
individual.
flute as just like,
We were called
sons
hateful.
of
We were
bitches.
called bullies for pointing out the simple fact that it was not and never will be healthy to be clinically obese. And now, after all of these years, she is finally admitting that she also knew that it was not unhealthy. Her body was literally telling her. The article goes on and says that Lizzo was battling ongoing radiating back
I
pain
bet
as well,
those people.
a result of
I
damaged
bet.
discs due to pressure.
Their bodies are fucking screaming at them. Like, holy shit. Like, I do not want to be that fat, please, dear God. I'm pretty sure my body would be like, kill
because
me.
She was proud of her size. So because of outside pressure and all of the fans and her branding and the body positivity movement, she was literally ignoring her body that was screaming at her, that was begging her, we cannot handle this. This is not healthy. And finally, over the last couple of years, after she kind of had to like retreat from the public life due to all of her controversies, which we have talked
literally
about in
have
other episodes, she finally decided to make a change, which she has sort of been documenting on social media for the last year or so. And now, shockingly, her back pain is gone.
Unhealthy levels,
she's lost a ton of weight. She's working out. She's eating healthy. She feels great. And genuinely, she looks great. And she allegedly did all of this with just diet and exercise. My manager now wanted me all to tell you guys that she thinks that Lizzo was full of crap, that this had to be Ozempic. But she is saying that this was all just exercise. The article says the fight that she's referring to
that's
is
bullshit. She said she was using Ozempic.
And that really is the sad part. And this is something that we have talked about a lot as well, because when a larger
everyone was joking about it too, that everyone was like, oh yeah, she's using
Ozempic. It was never about
on the fucking
just loving
internet.
the skin that you're in. It was about glorifying obesity. And so when singers like Lizzo or influencers like Remy
because it's like, what? How did
lose weight,
you just all of a sudden started like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start losing weight. It's like, what?
Comes out and says you've turned your back on the fat community. She's actually fat phobic now because she wanted to lose the weight. I mean, guys, it is basically like a cult. That in and of itself is unhealthy, and that is what Lizzo has been facing over the last couple of months. Anyway, going on, they also say, lately she's been fielding comments from fans like, how dare you lose weight? There you go. Are you taking Ozempic? What happened when you said that it's all okay to be fat? And a more existential question.
Yeah, she's the one.
Is Lizzo still 100%?
She was the one who was like, oh yes, fat positivity. She was a fat enabler. She enabled all the fat, all the fat. She wanted you to eat that fat, okay?
That bitch. Like, guys, her entire brand, her entire career and business was built on the fact that she was an obese woman and that she loved that and would twerk on stage and everybody loved.
She literally played the victim card on being obese. It was like, oh yeah, fat positivity, guys. Like, Jesus.
That she was like the fat girl. And now that she has reclaimed her body, that she's
reclaiming her fat positivity.
And again, that just shows you how toxic the body positivity movement is, because the fact is, obesity is the second leading cause of preventable death in the United States, next only to abortion. And that is why I need to talk to you about my friends over at Preborn. Now, guys, I have said this before, and I will keep saying it. I am not just pro-birth, I am pro-life. And that means standing with moms before their baby is born.
Knock it off. No one cares about,
Preborn is an organization doing what so many won't. They don't just help women choose life, they make living it possible.
Maybe if they were hormonal women that are going through having a baby, sure,
that is not just talk. That is Christ-centered compassion in action.
Thank
Here's the part where you can step in. $28. That is it. That is what it takes to give a mom a free life-saving ultrasound. Just one, and it doubles the chance that she will choose life for her baby. So don't just wear the label pro-life. Live it with Preborn. Help save a baby. Help support a mom in need. Just go to preborn.com/Brett, or you can call 855-601-2229. Again, you can go to preborn.com/Brett. Only $28 to help save a life. Now, guys, I know we've been talking about Lizzo, and if Lizzo knows what's good for her and her health, she will start buying masa chips, because masa chips are made the way food should be made, with just 3 ingredients: organic mixed corn, sea salt,
another ad.
This
is right back to get out of here.
Masa chips have the perfect crunch, a rich. Just go to /Brett for what's going on with her, what's going on with this whole body positivity movement is not isolated to just them. Like, this is something we talk about constantly. This type of toxic behavior is pervasive everywhere, especially on the left. Like, just a couple of weeks, body positivity movement, I kind of want to, scope out a little bit more, because what is going on with her? But getting back to Lizzo, getting back to the body positivity movement, I kind of want to, scope out a little bit more, because what is going on with her and what is going on with this whole body positivity movement is not isolated to just them. Like, this is something that we talk about constantly. This type of toxic behavior is pervasive everywhere, especially on the left. Like, just a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the LGBT community
and
how they responded to all these women deciding that actually we don't want to date women, we just want to date men, and we fall in love with men. And the comments were filled with vitriol and anger and like,
you're
ruining this for lesbians. How dare you? You told us that you were an icon of the gay community at 16 years old and we believed you. You have to be a lesbian. You're ruining it for us. Like, that is genuinely how they feel.
The whole fucking Democratic
they talk a big
Party
game about tolerance
toxic.
and inclusion and like love who you love and whatever until you step out of line. This also perfectly coincides with what we were talking about with Usha Vance last week compared to Michelle Obama, where it's like feminism should be about allowing a woman to make whatever choice she wants to make, to have freedom, to have equality in this world, to have the freedom to change her mind like Usha Vance did. Usha used to be a Democrat. She used to be a progressive attorney. Now she's a Republican who was married to a Republican vice president of the United States. She is allowed to change her mind. She is allowed to step away from her job and support her husband. But because she does not
it doesn't work like
to the
that,
box of what the left believes, an immigrant woman, a woman of color, a progressive lawyer should be and should believe, they turn on her. When they could be championing the fact that, hey, it's her life. She can believe whatever she wants to believe. It's great that she had the opportunity to do any of this, to even have opinions and get educated in the first place. It is so hypocritical. None of these movements are actually about finding joy or finding fulfillment or being accepting
just trying
of anybody.
to make you
they are
miserable.
accepting of
That's
you
all.
if you fit into their boxes and you never step outside of that. And the reason why is because it's all about validation. They don't want Lizzo to lose weight because her being obese gives them the permission to be overweight, to be fat, to say, oh, actually, I am beautiful. Me getting McDonald's 24/7, not working out, not taking care of my health is actually empowerment and is actually healthy.
Food 24/7, yes.
So. Because obviously she is the
Stay
beacon of
fat.
body positivity. And again, this
Be
is so
fat,
pervasive.
be
they will tear you
depresso.
down to make themselves feel better about their choices and their lifestyle when they are as miserable as Kathy Griffin, when that is the type of life that they are leading. Like, no wonder her hairline is receding. No wonder she looks like Pennywise the clown. No wonder these people are sitting around just being fat and trying to pretend like they're happy about it. Like, this is their entire life. You should be like Lizzo, I can't believe I'm saying that, and reject that and realize that this is literally a mind virus that so many people are living under. And honestly, guys, you know I try to stay helpful. You know I try to stay
the
positive about
RFK
all of this, but sometimes I look at
worm
society, I look at
virus.
the way that these mobs turn on each
brain
other and
worms,
eat their own.
watch out.
I feel like I'm just going to
It's
throw
not
it all
good.
away and lose all hope. And then I see a glimmer of positivity. Like a few people waking up in the comment section of insane posts, and something like that happened this week. And that all surrounds Lily Allen and what she had to say about how many abortions she has had in her life. Now, if you didn't know, Lily Allen is a well-known English singer. I think that she really peaked in the early 2000s.
Wait,
Most recently,
how
she's
many
been in the press
abortions
because she
she's
and her
had?
husband, David
Wait, I'm
Harbour,
sorry,
who was
excuse me?
estranged. They
How,
just broke
where
up.
is
They
this
were married
going?
for a while, but they are
Wait,
now
no,
divorcing,
don't
so
tell
she's
me
been kind of
she has a murder womb. No. Don't tell me that womb has killed so many babies. Please stop.
on this PR tour. She's been doing some interviews. She's like
Don't-
reclaiming herself as this
don't tell
divorced
me.
woman. And in fact, she even started her own podcast. And in a recent episode, she and her co-host had to say this about their abortions. Take a listen.
Oh my god,
Abortions.
damn it.
I've had a few.
God damn it. What is
but
wrong
then
with
again,
women?
I can't remember
Dude, why are
exactly how
you
many.
turning your wombs into fucking
Yeah.
Well,
murder
this come up in last
wombs?
week's episode. We were just talking about abortions.
Because I was just letting you.
Is it Jesus, what is wrong with women fucking getting the goddamn the fucking the instruments and swirling the goddamn baby?
You run with it.
Reveal everything.
I can't remember. Yeah, I think maybe like I want to
Fucking
say
gross.
5, 4 or 5.
Yeah, I've heard about 5 too. Lily, I've never. I'm so happy I can say that, and you can say it, and no one came to shoot us down.
Oh, wow. I'm so empowered because we just get to say that
Jesus,
we've
fuck.
killed 5 babies.
You're
Oh my gosh,
fucking
she's literally
murderers,
bragging
man.
about the fact she's acting coy over the fact that she can't remember how many
Fucking
abortions
baby
she's had.
murderers.
It's just like a silly little thing. Like, guys, what happened to safe, legal, and rare? Did we forget about the rare part? Like, this is what people mean by the slippery slope. If you give them an inch,
Yeah,
they
no,
will take
I just
a
think they're
mile.
baby
it has happened
murders.
time and time again. That is a hard lesson to learn. It was something that I've had to learn over the past couple of years when I've just been like, no, live and let live. And then I see what happens when you let people live and let live. And then it's things like this.
They literally
where it's not
just
that they are able to
scrambled the
have
fetus.
5
They're
abortions,
fucking
but it's
gross
the fact that
people.
they feel so confident about it that they can sit on their own podcast and giggle about it and be like, oh, isn't this so amazing that we get to talk about this? No, it's not. This is deranged behavior. Like, seriously,
Yeah,
do
it's
you
bad.
not feel the weight of that?
Uh,
Do you not feel the weight
These
of your
people
decisions
will
and the fact that
never
you
know
have
what it.
ended
Oh,
5
it's the
lives?
BBC
The
too.
fact
I
that you
forgot about
avoided
that.
personal responsibility 5
Jesus
times
fuck.
for your own convenience, because 99% of abortions
Fucking
happen
Fucking
because
Democrats,
of convenience.
man. They're
As another
crazy.
form of birth control.
Don't
I was talking
trust
about
them.
this with my producer before we sat down. I was like, there are so many ways to prevent pregnancy, especially in the year 2025.
They'll try to fucking poison you.
We should not even need abortion for convenience
They'll
or
try
just
to
for birth control
stab
because
you.
of everything else out
They'll
there.
try to
I mean,
put
guys,
rat
condoms,
poison in
they
your
are
fucking
free.
coffee.
You can literally go anywhere and get them.
They'll try to fucking abort
and
your
literally take your
babies.
temperature and track your cycle.
bad
You can
news.
take the pill. You can get an IUD.
The
if
bad
you want.
news
There
bears,
are so
okay?
many options. So many of them are free, and they do not include ending a life. What they do require is you being responsible, is you considering the fact that you are engaging in something where the consequence, where the natural result is the potential of creating a human living life. But really, that is the crux of the issue, because they don't want to take responsibility in the first place. Not now, before they sleep around, not after the fact, not years later after they've had 5
I mean, if they were
abortions.
gonna fucking
Obviously,
abort
they
the
don't wanna take
baby like that,
responsibility
yeah,
because they're
no,
sitting on their podcast
they didn't
giggling
care to begin
about it.
with.
This is insane. And I'm sure you're thinking back to what I said 5 minutes ago, where I was like, there is something that gave me hope. It's Lily Allen. This is not what gave me hope. It is the response to her
I wish to
sayings.
not
Because
know
even
this
pro-choice
person
people in the
now,
comment section were like,
even more.
okay, like this is too far. Like this is not what we were fighting for. Like this is too much. Like somebody said, I am pro-choice and all for body sovereignty, but this is so gross. Abortion should not be the go-to for birth control. Like that should not be a controversial statement. And yet in 2025, unfortunately, it is. Another person said, so you want to live a carefree life? Great, do as you please. But there isn't anything wrong with sterilizing yourself while doing so. Yeah, if you know that you don't want to have kids, if you want to be able to sleep around with whoever you want, tie your tubes. Like seriously, guys, get up
seriously.
whatever it is, it's your life. There's so many other things you can do.
Yeah,
that do
it's
not
like, yeah,
include
get
killing
on
an unborn
birth
child.
control.
Another
I
person
don't
said
know
it is
why.
not supposed to be birth
Yeah,
control.
I know.
She is what is wrong with the world.
Right, that's
Again,
the
it's
other
not-
thing I never understood about fucking women. It's like, if you don't want fucking kids, get on birth control or some shit. Why the fuck are you like this?
Safe, legal, and rare anymore. It is legal, and let me do whatever I want, and if
so
you
bad.
criticize me, then you're a
So
bigot,
fucking
and
bad.
you hate women, and you're an arm of the patriarchy. Like, that is what we have gotten to. And really, when I get so amped up about abortion, it is because of things like this, because of how far it has gone, because of the utter lack of care, because of the utter lack
I mean,
of
it's
empathy
very
and
easy
personal
to, like,
responsibility,
I
the
don't know,
basic
talk this
personal
through
responsibility that people lack.
with your
It is
significant
asinine.
other.
And if you take a look at that, I
Jesus
feel like
fuck,
you can
I don't know.
understand why our political
Holy
system
shit.
has gotten to be the way it is, why so many people move to the left, and why so many people hate
But
Donald
nope,
Trump
we-
and hate
we
the
wanna
fact
kill
that he encourages
babies.
personal
I don't know
responsibility. But I
why.
really feel like this is at the core of what is going on in our
Kill
socio-political
babies.
world
I
right
don't
now.
know.
Because this
Yeah, 'cause
complete
that's
lack
fine.
of personal responsibility, this desire to live a carefree
That
life
doesn't
with
turn
no
you into a
consequences,
fucking
the
weirdo
ability
and
to
a
just put the
monster.
blame on everybody else. That is what these, I'm sorry to say it, rabid pro-choicers are fighting for. And you see this all across our political system with issues that do not even involve abortion. But the point here is, I am so glad that these are the types of comments that were underneath this video, because what Lily Allen and her co-host were trying to achieve here is getting validation and affirmation that their 5
You
abortions,
should
their
not
10
give them any
abortions
of
between the
that.
2 of them are actually
Jesus
okay.
fuck.
That it's
Those
totally
people
fine.
are
Everything they've
fucked
done
in
is
the head,
totally
dude.
permissible. It's actually empowering. They want that validation.
No, they're gross
It's just
people.
like
Yeah,
all of
those-
Lizzo's fans turned haters
Yeah,
wanted
no.
her to be fat so
Yeah,
that
those
she would
people- they're-
validate
they're- you
their
cannot
unhealthy
fix
life
those
choices. And I
people.
genuinely
Those
hope
people
that
are broken
at some
forever.
point in some place or time,
They're
Lily
beyond
realizes the
repair.
significant dire error of her ways, just
Gross
like Lizzo
people.
did. I think that we all have the capacity for change. I think we all have the ability to take personal responsibility and turn our lives around. And I hope that she does, because seriously, going down this path, believing that delusion that everything you've done is totally fine, is totally permissible, is empowering, is healthy, that is not a good way to live your life.
It's not. It's delusion. It's delusional to fucking live your life like that. Because it's not it's not real. It's all fucking fiction. It's all fictitious. Based on a lie. It's based on bullshit. There's no self-satisfaction in that. Doomed to fail. You know what I call those? Weak human people. Just weak-minded people. Alright, there you go. Brett Cooper. Morbid obesity and all the fucking bullshit that's going on in today's society. Ugh. Ugh.